Hey guys, welcome to Butte Mountain Homestead. Today's just a fun little repurpose video. I had this flannel nightgown. It actually belonged to my grandpa, not my grandma, but my grandpa. And I'm just not a nightgown gal. I tried it on and actually got into bed with it on, and I'm just not a nightgown gal. So rather than getting rid of it altogether, I'd still like to keep it for the sentimental purposes of it was my grandpa's. So what I'm going to do, I actually was watching a video last night on, Little Cahaba Junkin. I'll try to link her channel down below, and I'll actually try to link the video that this was on. But the gal, she was doing a fall home tour, and the gal had in her bathroom, she had a pair of flannel pajamas that she didn't want to get rid of. Well, she was getting rid of, but she thought she would just repurpose. And she turned them into, like at night to take your makeup off, like wipes. So instead of disposable ones, this way you can put them in a mesh bag and throw them in the washer. So that's what I'm going to do today. And I actually kind of like this material for like, drying your hands and such. I'm always grabbing like a cloth napkin to dry my hands or to clean with. I like the thinner flannel material. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to square this up, and I'm going to have kind of like smaller washcloth size. I'm going to try to use as much as possible, so it's not going to be perfect in some areas. I'm going to keep the edges that are sewn. I'm probably not going to sew them unless I absolutely need to. Like just put an edge on them so they won't fray. So I'm going to try them out first without sewing the edges. And I won't even do a hem. If I have to, I will just take the raw edge. Well, let's just pretend this is a raw edge. And just sew around the raw edge. So I think I'm going to shoot for, I'd like to get as many as I can, and I'll just save the leftover scrap material to use in my crafting. So, and I'll save the buttons, of course, but some material might end up getting, we'll see. Anyways, as I'm thinking kind of along the lines of like a small washcloth, so something like this, and since it has lines on it, I'll probably use those lines as a guide. Like I said, if there's a rounded edge here, but I'm just going to keep it. I'm not going to waste that by cutting it off and making it square. So I will use that. And then, yeah, and then I just have this. It's a smaller glass jar. It's not one of the bigger ones. I'm not even going to do anything with the lids. I did wash it though. And I'll just store them in there and then put it on my bathroom counter. So I'll show you when I'm all done. Okay, real quick. I did open up. I just cut down the seam, not fancy. And then I cut out the this sewn together part. So this edge I'm going to leave. This edge I didn't because it was holding the two pieces together. So I'm going to do that to the other side. Okay, so this is just one part. I just took it up to, I don't know if that's called the bodice or whatever, wherever the button part started. So I just cut it from there. And I'm going to try to get them equal, but if they're not, that's fine. So what I might do is just do it in half and then in half. I'd like to get 9, well 6 for sure. I'd like to get 6 out of this, but if I can get more, then I will. So I'll try to do it as even as possible. And like I said, I'm not stressing about it. I'm just gonna fold it and cut it. The edges aren't, you know, there's some jagged edges, but it's going to be using to wash my face, so it's no big deal. Okay, so I did get 9. I was off on my mark here, but that's okay. I mean, literally, so just think of, you know, just taking your makeup off. So I'm just going to finish these up, and then I'm just going to fold them up, and I'm just going to store them in the drawer. Okay, so now I've cut this away, and again, guys, this isn't fancy. I'm going to even use this odd shaped piece because I don't want to waste it. So like I said, it's going to be used to take makeup off, so I'm going to even count this piece. This I'm going to save for like scrap in my scrap bag. I'm going to save this too for my scrap bag. And then the back I'll be able to get more pieces out. But yeah, I've almost filled the jar. Okay, I'm all done. Let's see. I'm going to save that for the scrap bag. That's garbage. Scrap bag. And I saved the sleeves only because there's only one seam. So I could have gotten a lot more. But my rice bag got ruined when I had the kitties. And I had put it in to keep them warm. And the big cat got in there and decided she didn't like it. So she ruined it. So I can take and make rice bags out of these. What I might do to make it thicker is like invert it, you know, stick this one in there to make it a little bit thicker. And then, yeah, so that's going to be for a rice bag. And then this is for the scrap bag. And garbage and the button jar. So pretty awesome, all from one flannel nightgown. So if you guys see just scraps of flannel, a flannel scarf, flannel table runner, flannel anything, and it's to your liking, yeah, you can turn it into free makeup wipes that you can reuse and wash. So I think I have a mesh bag already, but if not, I'll make one. Actually, I think I have one that's a small one that I got to use for, like, to buy in vegetables, to put vegetables in or produce in at the grocery store, but it's too small to use. So I think I might use that for this, and that way I don't have to buy or make anything. So, and I have one in the car. So anyways, this is going to go on my bathroom counter. Pretty cool.